Welcome back to Unaware Commentary, the place for Pokemon TCG battle narration that doesn't care about the stats. Welcome back, trainers, to another exciting Pokemon TCG gameplay. We are catching up with our players here as they are taking a look at those opening hands, checking for a basic Pokemon to put in the active position to get the game started. Looks like our player one on the left with the Hello Mat does not have a basic in that opening hand. We'll have to mulligan that hand away, look at a fresh set of 7 cards, hopefully able to find a basic Pokemon to be able to get the game started, meaning that our player 2 on the right side with the Meowth mat will have the option to draw 1 extra card off of the mulligan as he was able to find a basic Pokemon in that starting 7. Looks like we are just getting set up here. You can see our player 2 already has those 6 prize cards set to the side, 6 cards taken off the top of the deck. Any Pokemon TCG that our players will not have access to until they start taking knockouts. Looks like our player 1 was able to find a basic Pokemon, similarly setting up his prize cards. Looks like we are about to get started here. And here we go. Looks like our player 1 is going to be going first with a Team Rocket's Honchkrow in the active, the benching of a Team Rocket's Articuno onto the bench. The playing of a Team Rocket's Proton. The Team Rocket's Proton with the special condition that it can be played on the first turn going first, allowing for the searching up of 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon into the hand, and then we will likely see those find their way onto the bench. Our player 2 starting a Monkey Dory in the active spot for him. Looks like the finding of a Porygon, a Team Rocket's Murkrow, and a Team Rocket's Mimikyu. Taking a look at the hand, we may be going back into the deck here. We do see the playing of 2 Pokepads. Pokepad allowing for the searching up of a non-rule box Pokemon into the hand, likely trying to get rid of as many item cards as we can here. Monkey Dory could be indicative of a few different deck archetypes, but just in case we are going to get item locked, our player 1 trying to get everything out of the hand. Looks like the finding of 2 Team Rocket's Honchkrow into the hand, the playing of a Team Rocket's Transceiver, allowing for the searching up of a Team Rocket supporter card into the hand for next turn, as a Team Rocket supporter, a supporter in general, has already been played by our player 1 this turn. Just shuffling back up here. We're probably taking back a look at the hand, making sure that we don't have any secondary resources, any means of drawing cards, any additional items that we would want to get out of the hand before we go back to our player 2. Looks like just a pass over to our player 2, who has drawn for the turn. Looks like the playing of a Pokepad and the attachment of a Dark Energy. Looking into that deck for a non-rule box Pokemon to finish to get set up here. Looking like we're eyeing up a Badoo, taking a look at what may and may not be available for us here. Looks like, looking at the deck here, we see a Latias, a Duskull, Pheasantipity, and some Dreepies, so we will be seeing that Dragapult EX deck with the Dusknoir as its partner to help with some of those damage numbers. See the playing of a Lily's Determination, as no prize cards have been taken, allowing for the shuffling up of the hand into the deck and drawing of 8 cards. Lily's Determination with the special condition that if a prize card has been taken, our player would only draw up to 6 cards, but with no prizes yet being taken in this early game, 8 cards being taken from the top of the deck, a fresh set of resources available to our player here, hopefully to continue setting up a board state to combat the Team Rockets player. It looks like we're going back into the deck with a Buddy Poffin, allowing for the searching up of 2 70 HP Pokemon or less, and placing them onto the bench, and a second Pokepad, allowing for the finding of another non-rule box Pokemon from the deck being able to be placed. We did see a Badoo taken off of that initial Pokepad with its Itchy Pollen attack, a format definer, as it will establish that item lock. Looks like finding 2 Dreepy off of that Buddy Poffin and a Duskull off of the Pokepad, filling up that bench with our utilities Pokemon, as well as what will become the eventual attackers of the deck. We'll see an Itchy Pollen dealing 10 damage to that active Team Rocket's Honchkrow, and a pass of the turn over as damage was dealt. Looks like we're just making sure that that deck gets shuffled. It is the responsibility of both players to be able to maintain a board state in the Pokemon TCG. Our player 1 here, unable to play item cards. Luckily, most of those seem like they had found their way out of the hand. Looks like there may be some items there, but off of that Ariana, we will likely be trying to thin down the hand to make that Ariana as playable as possible. See the evolution of a Team Rocket's Honchkrow in the active, as well as on the bench, the playing of an Ariana. Looked like 2 cards in hand and a full Team Rocket's board, so we will see the drawing of 6 cards to the hand. Supporter finding its way to the discard pile. Looks like plenty of energy and other resources. Not seeing lots of Team Rocket's supporters. Looks like, oh no, okay, not the Pokemon being played. Good catch by our player 2. Item cards not able to be played as indicated. What looks like that Dragonite coin. We'll see a Rocket's Feathers discarding a Team Rocket's Proton from the hand, dealing 60 damage to the active Badoo, taking a knockout, and 1 prize being taken by our player 1. Considering what the best promotion to the active is for our player 2, it looks like a Dreepy finding his way to the active position, a card being drawn for turn, a Buddy Puffin being played, allowing for the searching up of 2 Pokemon with 70 HP, finding their way onto the bench, maybe establishing another Duskull to help pick off some of those pesky Pokemon on the bench, or assist with maybe being able to deal damage in the active. Should we see a Dragapult come into play with 2 energy on it. We did see a rare candy sitting in the hand, so potentially a Dragapult play this turn. A combination of rare candy, Crispin. Our rare candy Dragapult Crispin is a powerful set of cards to see in the Pokemon TCG right now from some of these Dragapult EX decks. We do see the Team Rocket's Articuno with the Repelling Veil on the bench, protecting Team Rocket's Pokemon from basic Team Rocket's Pokemon from the effects of attacks used by the player 2 on the right. However, that Honchkrow on the bench is a stage 1 Pokemon. We did see the finding of a Dracloak, or the Dracloak finding its way onto a benched Dreepy, shuffling up in the deck before we draw any cards here. This activation of a Recon Directive on that bench Dracloak, taking a look at 2 cards, placing one into the hand. This looks like a Fire Energy finding its way into the hand. An attachment to that Dreepy, a retreat back into the Badoo, and another Itchy Pollen, dealing 10 damage to that active Team Rocket's Honchkrow. No items for our player 1 once again. Taking a look at the hand here, you see some item cards that won't be able to be played. A Team Rocket's Honchkrow, a Team Rocket's Articuno. Few Ignition Energy, not helpful to our player, as attaching Ignition Energy will just be discarded at the end of turn. We do just see a Rocket's Feathers for 60 damage, discarding a Team Rocket's Giovanni from the hand. Like a promotion of the Dracloak, a quick draw, and then a Recon Directive. Easy choice here for our player 2. Another Dracloak being played onto the bench, a Recon Directive, looking at those 2 cards, being able to effectively Recon Directive and realize what resources are going to be vital to our player is going to be his road to potential victory here. Finding a Dragapult EX on that second Recon Directive. Dragapult EX finding its way to the active, potentially the attachment of a Psychic Energy. We'll see the attachment of a Psychic Energy to that active Dragapult, considering whether we are going to see a Jet Headbutt here for 70 damage, as we were not able to find a Crispin to be able to accelerate a second energy into play, taking that active Team Rocket's Honchkrow to 90 damage, but a Dragapult EX in the active, facing down that Team Rocket's Honchkrow. We did see the drawing of a Team Rocket's energy into the hand, being attached to that bench Team Rocket's Honchkrow. Dragapult EX with over 300 HP, 320 HP, so demanding a minimum of 6 Team Rocket supporters without any additional damage buffs to be able to take a knockout. Did not see many supporters in our player 1's hand here, so going to take a lot. Looking like a Pokepad, searching up a Team Rocket's Porygon 2, immediately evolving that Porygon on the bench. We do see The ace spec for these Team Rocket's Honchkrow deck being a Miracle headset in the hand is that pink card that was peeking out, allows for the recovery of 2 supporter cards from the discard pile into the hand. An effective 120 damage buff for this Team Rocket's Honchkrow deck that can be utilized in the late game. It looks like we are looking at potentially playing a Team Rocket's Ariana, trying to get the best effect that we can. There are 5 cards in the hand, so we will only see the drawing of 3 cards: a Team Rocket's Factory, a Team Rocket's Petrol, and a Team Rocket's Porygon. Immediate playing of that Team Rocket's Factory, allowing for the draw of 2 additional cards. As long as a Team Rocket supporter was played, a Team Rocket's Transceiver and a Team Rocket's Petrol finding their way to the hand. We have 2 supporters available in hand, a Miracle headset and a Team Rocket's Transceiver. Team Rocket's Transceiver being played, searching up a Team Rocket supporter to the hand. It looks like it is just going to be a Proton, not very effective in the later game, as all of those basics have already been found. We're actually going to see a retreat of the Team Rocket's Honchkrow, the promotion of that bench Team Rocket's Honchkrow with the Brave Bengal attached, allowing for additional damage to be done to EX Pokemon. The playing of the Miracle headset early in the game to grab back those 2 supporters, a Team Rocket's Giovanni and a Team Rocket's Ariana, finding their way to the hand. Looking at how much damage we have available here with the additional damage from the Brave, 30 damage from the Brave Bengal, discarding 5 Team Rocket supporter cards will do 330 damage, knocking out the active Dragapult EX. Our player one drawing 2 prize cards. Not out of the woods yet though, as a Dracloak is available and a damaged Team Rocket's Honchkrow on the bench. Very easy pickings for a Phantom Dive if we can find one this turn. We do see an Ultra Ball being found off of the Recon directives, so we will see a Dragapult this turn. One way or another, it will be off of that Night Stretcher, pulling one out of the discard pile, putting a Dragapult into the active, not having to utilize that Ultra Ball. Still available for additional resources. It looks like maybe a Blood Moon Ursaluna in the hand, being discarded actually to that Ultra Ball, as well as a Fire Energy being discarded. I'm looking for potentially a way to get a Phantom Dive off of this turn. Potentially a Meowth, looking for a Crispin. Looks like we were considering maybe a Rosa's Encouragement, as we did discard that Fire Energy, and there was a Psychic Energy on the previous Dragapult EX, meaning that the resources do line up to be able to get those out of the discard pile. It looks like we are going to see a Phantom Dive this turn by that Dragapult EX, and that is going to be able to pick off those Honchkrow. If we can find a Rare Candy and a Dusknoir, our player one would be in trouble here, as the Dusknoir would be able to take out the Porygon 2, the Dragapult be able to board wipe the Honchkrows, effectively removing all of the attackers from the board. It looks like the Rosa's Encouragement is going to attach those energy to the active Dragapult. So Lily's Determination, Psychic Energy attached for the turn, and a Rare Candy. So we are not seeing a way to get that Duskull all grown up. We will see those 6 damage counters from Phantom Dive placed on the Team Rocket's Honchkrow on the bench, and the active being knocked out by that big 200 damage. See the promotion of a Team Rocket's Mimikyu here, who does have an attack that mimics the... Oh, we will see a playing of a Team Rocket's Giovanni, promotion of the Team Rocket's Porygon 2, attachment of Ignition Energy, providing 3 energy as it is an evolution Pokemon. Checking our discard piles for that R command damage. Looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going to be 9 supporters available, taking a knockout on that Meowth EX. Last 2 prizes of the game. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.